Hi everyone, this is Dave from Geekanoids and welcome to my questions and answers video for the 17th of August 2010. Now in this video I'll be answering some questions that you posted on previous videos and hopefully get through as many as I can in this session. Before I kick off with this video good and proper though, a big shout out to Apple RV. Now you can see his channel on my screen as I'm speaking, and basically his channel has got a whole host of reviews, fantastic tips for Mac users and some great giveaways too. So if you get a chance, check out Apple RV's channel. You can see the URL on the screen as I'm speaking and also a little preview of his channel so you know you've gone to the right one. Now we'll get on with this video's questions and answers. Now these questions were pulled from a video that I published on the 22nd of July. This is the last session I'm going to be doing on this particular batch of questions, and then I'll be moving on to the other questions that you've posted in my other Q&A sessions. So the first one comes from Thomas Whiting 73. Now Thomas is asking, I know that you can update your RAM through your hard drive instead of buying more, but can you do the same with a video card? Well, it is a very good question. You can use virtual memory to boost your system RAM. So you can set up like a virtual disk or virtual sort of space on your hard drive, and that's used as RAM in case you actually run out of physical RAM. Now with graphics cards it's slightly different. You can't really assign a portion of your hard drive to be used as graphics RAM with a graphics card, but what does happen if you've got sort of like an integrated graphics chip in your computer, then it does sometimes share the memory with your system memory. So you can't exactly use hard drive, but it can actually share graphics memory with your main system memory. So I hope that answers your question. And moving on to the next one, Regal TV. Hi Dave, did you get a chance to review that Logitech MX Revolution mouse? Well, I did try and get hold of one, so I'm really sorry I couldn't get hold of an MX Revolution. I think it's because it's an older model. So I've got the review of the Performance Mouse MX on the channel, and I've also got another review of one of the Logitech's new gaming mice coming up, but I won't be able to review the MX Revolution, so really sorry to let you down on that one. Next question from 90A Under. So 90A Under. Hey Dave, cool vid again. I asked if you could do a Mac shortcut video a few weeks ago, screenshots, cut and copy, paste, just the basic keyboard shortcuts. Any news on doing it yet? Now I do keep trying to fit all these videos in. I've got a little pad here. I keep a list of every single request that I get and the videos that I plan to do in the future. Your request is on this list, but I'm just so busy with reviews that I will definitely try, because it is a great idea to do some shortcut videos. So do keep an eye on the channel, and if I can get round to it in the next sort of few weeks or next couple of months, then I certainly will feature that video. Okay, next question is from Arrow1 Archer, who's asking, is Final Cut Pro hard to use and is it good? Also, what do you think the best video editing software is for the PC? Now Final Cut Pro I have used, I don't actually own it. I own Final Cut Express, which is sort of like a cut down version or a light version of the software, and I would say that it is hard to use probably for the first day or so. But if you give yourself a whole day just learning it and learning how it works, once you've learned the very basics, the other bits come very easily. It's an extremely fluid workflow. I use it in all of my video production, and I gave you a little insight in some of my previous videos about how it works. Regarding the PC, I do also edit videos on the PC now. I started about a month ago, and I use Adobe Premiere, and it works in much the same way as Final Cut and Final Cut Express, with a few little changes. You've still got the timeline where you drag clips, cut, do transitions, etc., and special effects. So very much the same way. And again, once you've used it for a day or so, I think you'll find it very easy to get to grips with. So thanks very much for that question. That is a good question, and in the future I will try and do a little bit more, sort of not tutorial, but a bit more of an insight into how I use Final Cut Express. Okay, next question is from PC Gamer Guy 1234. What are your tips for making tech videos? Well, I'm going to give you an insight into how I do it now, and that will hopefully answer your question. My real basic tips are: only do reviews on products that interest you. It's no use trying to explain something to somebody if you're not enthusiastic about it or you haven't got an interest in how something works. Also, actually use the product. I mean, I normally get between 2 and 4 weeks with a product, and I try and use it at least for a week before I bring you a video. I do normally bring you earlier videos where I'm unboxing it and just giving you a product tour, but the actual review, I want to use it for at least a week. The longer the better, really. If I can, I like to use it for between 2 and 4 weeks before I bring you the review, so I know what I'm talking about. Also, another tip is to make notes. Now, I use a mixture of written notes, so I do things like this, write down little sort of crib sheets of things that I must cover in my videos. I also use a application on my iPad which gives me an auto cue, so I can sort of read off of that. But all the main specifications I make a note of, and all the main points I want to cover, so I don't miss anything out in the review. I still do miss the odd thing, but I think it's important to cover all of the main points if I can. And the other thing is just to be honest. A lot of people say a lot of my reviews are very positive, and yet that is true. If a product's good, I'm going to say it's good if I can't find anything wrong with it. But on the odd occasion I do find something that's not quite right, doesn't work as it should, or perhaps isn't up to expectations, then say that, but in a constructive manner. Don't just say, it's rubbish. Explain why it doesn't do what you expected it to do, whether you think it's good value for money, the performance of the product, and just present it in a very clear and easy to understand way. So I hope that's helped you. Thanks very much for that question. Next one up is from Iconic Products. Do you know a good Mac software which runs PC software, and do you use PC software? Well, I've used PC software on the Mac and on natively on Windows as well. I don't use it a great deal, I just use it for editing and the odd bit of testing. When I do, if I have to do it on a Mac, I use VMware Fusion. I have also tried Parallels desktop software, and both of them run within the Mac OS, allow you to install virtual machines with either Windows XP, Vista or 7 installed on them, and then I can test the software like that. I don't use it a great deal, so I won't expand any further than that, but great question. So if you're wanting to run PC software on your Mac, have a look at either VMware Fusion or Parallels Desktop, or if you don't mind rebooting your machine into Windows, you can use Apple's free Boot Camp software and actually boot your Mac into Windows, but that only applies if you've got an Intel based Mac. The next question is from Pedo0. Hey Dave, my tech related question. Do you have any inside information about the black edition of the HTC Desire? Unfortunately not. Very quick answer for you. I don't know anything about the black edition. I have emailed, when I saw your question pop up on the channel a few weeks back, I did email HTC, didn't get a response. Perhaps we will see a black edition. I know it's available in like a silvery colour now, as well as that browny colour, so perhaps we will get a black edition soon. Next one is from XNix. How do you get all these things? Well, XNix, I've been doing reviews online for almost 6 years now, so I have been doing a lot of reviews and building up a lot of contacts. The channel on YouTube that you're watching this video on now has built up a lot of subscribers. I'm almost up to 10,000 subscribers. I've got a total of over 6 million views. So when I contact companies, then that does have some weight to it, because they know I'm going to do a professional review. So I just ask politely, I send out emails to them, and probably for the last maybe 6 months roughly, they've actually been contacting me a lot as well, which is really good to know that they're noticing my channel and contacting me and asking me to do reviews. So really just keep trying, be honest and polite with people, and if you want to review products, build up a nice little sort of viewer base on your channel, and I'm sure you'll get there. So thanks for that question. Halifax Star has asked, have you ever had a product so horrible you just couldn't make a review video for it? I hate to say it, but yes, I have. And please don't hate me for this, Uniross, but Uniross make this little battery charger, It does 2 AA batteries, and it's got a little sort of solar panel that folds up and down on the front and a USB connection on the side. And I charged it in the sunlight for about a week and a half, tried to get it to charge devices and to charge the batteries, and it was just so rubbish, probably because we don't get much sun in the UK, but I just couldn't get anything out of it. It was just a waste of my time, so I didn't actually publish a review on it. So really sorry about that. Perhaps it was something I was doing wrong, but I didn't think it was very constructive to publish a review just saying I couldn't get it to work. Thanks very much for that question. That was an awkward one to answer, but I hope you appreciate my honesty on that one. This is from C. Dolan 56. Hey Dave, I have a KNX mini display to HDMI converter that works great connected to my TV when my MacBook is opened. However, it will not work when I put the MacBook in clamshell. I think it means in sort of sleep or closed mode. I have used my external mouse and keyboard to wake up the computer, but the display is not working. Any suggestions? Well, I'm going to actually leave this open to some others to input into this, but I haven't experienced this problem. You have to make sure in system preferences you've got it to allow perhaps a Bluetooth or an external keyboard to wake the device in sleep mode, but certainly I've always been able to connect my MacBook to my TV, close it and then re-wake it up and have it just display on the TV. So I'm not sure if it's something wrong with your computer, or perhaps just have a little look in those system preferences to see if there's something in there. But if anyone else has got any input on that, leave it in the comments here and I'll update C. Dolan 56 with your answers. Next question, Tiger Ivy. Are you going to be reviewing the new Windows Phone 7 OS? Well, not just the OS, I'm waiting until the handsets come out. I have contacted Microsoft and some third-party manufacturers as well, and as soon as Windows 7 based mobile phones come up, then I will get hold of some and bring you some reviews. And I'll have a good look at how Windows Phone 7 operating system works as well, so do keep an eye on the channel for that. Okay, next question is from Pyrillanizer, and this person's posted 2 questions, so I'm going to answer them both. First one is, does the iPhone 4 antenna issue worry you? Initially it did, but if you look at it in reality, you have to touch the iPhone 4 in a certain way. You have to bridge that gap on the side of the iPhone and force it to reduce the signal. So unless you're really looking to make it drop signal, I think in day-to-day use it doesn't affect it. And if you're worried about it, you stick a case on it and it solves the problem. So I do think it's a bad thing that it was released like that, but personally it doesn't worry me at all. The next question from Pyrillanizer is, why do you have an iMac, Mac Mini and MacBook Pro? Very, very easy to answer. First of all, I don't have the MacBook Pro anymore. I passed that on to another member of my family. I now have the white MacBook. Now, the white MacBook I use for my social networking, emails, communicating with you guys, doing some of my screencast videos. And I like to have a portable because then if I'm up in London perhaps, or I'm in another room in the house, if the family's around and I just need a bit of a quiet space, I can grab that MacBook and still get some work done. So that's why I have the MacBook. I have the iMac for doing all of my main testing, my editing, video processing, etc. Very important, I have a desktop machine with a nice big screen, a lot of screen real estate to do it. And then I have the Mac Mini in another room, and I use that for uploading my videos. So when I get up, I set a video uploading for the day, and I know that I can leave that uploading and then come down and work on my iMac. And if I install a piece of software on my iMac and do a restart, I'm not interrupting my video uploading. So very important I keep those 2 things separate. Great question though, and thanks very much for posting that. So next question is from ZZZ360. I'm going to be a switcher in a few weeks' time. I've ordered a MacBook Pro, and I was wondering whether my external hard disk drive, which is in NTFS format, would work in Mac OS X. So he's looking to transfer files across basically to the new machine. Well, there is a piece of software called Macfuse, so if you search for that on Google, that will point you in the right direction. I haven't used it myself, but it enables you to read NTFS volumes. The other way is to switch on your PC with the external hard drive connected, and then connect to your PC via your network in Mac OS X, and then simply drag the files across. So there are various ways you can do it, and I'm sure you won't have any problem at all getting your files across to your Mac. Next question is from AVCRK. Good day, Dave. Looks like a bumper month of product reviews coming up. Can't wait. Fantastic. Yeah, I've got loads of reviews coming up. At this rate, I won't worry about buying magazines anymore. Brilliant. Just watch my channel. I have a small question to ask. As Macs are our office machines, if you plan on doing a review of the release version, then it can wait. Have you tested out Office 2011 beta, and what do you think about its performance? Well, Adrian, I haven't actually tested out the beta version. I'm waiting for the full release version. I don't often test out beta versions of things because I think they're incomplete, just my opinion. But I will be bringing you a review of Office 2011 for the Mac, so keep an eye on the channel and I'll be showing you how it performs and all of the features, etc. Next one is from Sinfelin23. Excuse me if I pronounced that incorrectly, but Sinfelin23 asks, how does the iPhone 4 screen compare with the Galaxy S in terms of screen density and brightness, and what about the Barda OS versus iOS 4? Well, first of all, the Barda OS doesn't run on the Galaxy S, just to clarify that. The Galaxy S actually runs Android. Barda is the operating system that some of the other Samsung mobile phones run. Barda compared to iOS 4, no comparison. iOS 4 wins hands down, much more features. As you know, thousands and thousands and thousands more apps on iOS 4 than on Barda. But that said, Barda for a feature phone, so not a smartphone, but Barda on the Samsung feature phones is a good operating system. Regarding the screen density, Galaxy S does not have as good a screen density as the iPhone 4, but it does have a really nice display, very vivid, very bright, and in terms of brightness and clarity, they're very much the same. But if you put the two side by side, I think you'll prefer the iPhone 4 screen. So great question, thanks very much for that. Next one is from DolphinDad79. What do you do for a living? Well, I do YouTube about 50% of my time. I do graphic design work for a small client base that I've got, and I've been doing graphic design for I think about 16 years now. And the rest of the time I look after my kids, keep my house clean, and have some leisure time as well. So thanks very much for that question. And on that note, I'm going to wrap this Q&A video up. I will be bringing you another Q&A video in about a week's time and answering some questions from my 27th of July video. Please do keep tuning in to the channel. Please subscribe if you like my content. And also, if you want my regular updates, follow me on Twitter by following @Geekanoids. Until then, have a great day.